angel, this messenger of Satan, was sanctioned, approved, and ordered by God. God sent this. Now, I hope that doesn't screw up your theology. But remember this, that everything gets permission from God. Everything. God is in control of everything.
Job is the example of that.
Job is an example of that. So are you ready to study angels and demons? Interesting. All right, let's categorize with me. Who wants to be on the demon side? Okay, happy. Definitely.
Why do you have to say definitely? Yeah?
I should say that, obviously. Okay, let's categorize all the angels. How many angel types are there?
Seraphim, cherubim.
Okay, let's just give a general category. Angel of the Lord. I'm gonna put an asterisk there. Does anybody know why?
Because sometimes that's referred to Christ.
Yeah, it's called a Christophany. Okay, then archangel. How many archangels are there?
One.
Okay, then what's the next one?
Do you count Lucifer or?
You stepped on
Yeah, that's supposed to be an E there. So okay. And it's supposed to be.
He should get the
No.
definitely demon.
Yeah, it's archangel. All right. Then there's cherubim. Not cherubim, cherubim. Okay, then there's Sarah. Okay. Any others? What?
Often. The eye, the wheel with the eye all over. It's in Hebrew often. Oh,
I never heard that before. Okay. All right. Then there is on the demon side. I know. Let's start with Satan. Now, this is the Phoenician god of filth. But
Beelzebub.
what?
Beelzebub?
Beelzebub. Okay, what's another one?
Belial or something like that.
Belial.
Yeah, Belial.
There's another name out there.
Apollyon.
Apollyon? That's touchy. We'll get back to that. There's another one. Oddly enough, Mammon, god of greed. Okay? There's another one, probably the most wicked of all that I know. Foul, filthy, demonic,
Hey.
Wolf in sheep's clothing.
even wolf's clothing. All right. No. Then we have to do this. Although they're not specified, there is.
See?
Oh, poor dude.
Rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness. Yep. I'm just going to put P and P, and that's not Peter and Paul. Principalities and powers. And then this one, Jude 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate. Now, I'm doing a study of Revelation right now. And it's amazing how many spirits or angels are locked up beneath or under the surface of the earth. Have you ever read that? Yeah, some are in the abyss, but there's some in the sea. There's demons in the sea. There's foul demons like frogs, just waiting for God to say now. Look at that verse. Somebody read Jude 6.
And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath preserved in everlasting chains under darkness, until the judgment of the great day.
Okay, look at, go to Revelation 16. And look at verse 5. And I heard the voice, and I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast judged thus. There's an angel of the waters. We are surrounded by, we are inundated by spiritual things happening, and we're clueless. We're absolutely clueless all around us. Some of them, yes, are waiting for God to, say now, and judgment will come up, and when the seals are open, the vials are open, and this and that are open. But some of them are just around us. Turn to Daniel chapter 9. Chapter number 10. And this is Daniel praying. And look what he says in verse 10. And behold, and hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. He said unto me, O Daniel, man greatly beloved, understand with the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright. For unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard. And I am come to thy words, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me. Now, that's not talking about this guy on earth standing there and say, don't you move, angel. That's not it. It's an authority. Now, we understand principalities and powers as a principality is a location, powers is a person or lord over that principality. That's what happened. I think the Bible is indicating both in this passage and the passage in Ephesians 6 that the earth is grid oriented. The earth is divided up in grids, broken down all the way down to the individual family and sometimes to the individual person. Sometimes it's myriads of demons that inhabit somebody. Sometimes no more than 5. Okay. Sometimes I believe it's just that broken down. I believe that, oddly enough, Satan has a reservoir, an army, a whole garrison of demons. But I also believe that there are other demons here that not necessarily listen to Satan. And that in Jude 6, that they're reserved unto darkness, a set of angels for the judgment of the great day that have nothing to do with Satan. Now, what does that mean to our world? When, let's say, Jojo, you praying for something, and something godly, it's something, that's biblical, and nothing happens. Does that mean that God is saying no? Or does it mean this is not all we do? Are we just regulated to pray? But should there be an engagement of some type of spiritual warfare? And if there is to be some engagement in spiritual warfare, what in the world is that warfare? 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Somebody start at verse number 3. Read down to verse number 5. What are we doing? Okay, look this way, everybody. Real quick. Give me a consensus, okay? I want to make sure I'm not crazy. How many of you all honestly believe that your church is engaged in spiritual activity? Spiritual activity. Not just getting up on Sunday morning and preaching, but the Christians that belong to your church, they are engaged. They are aware of. They're therefore participating in some kind of spiritual life and activity. Who thinks that's going on?
You mean, within the specific, like spiritual warfare?
Not just spiritual warfare, but impacting the spiritual community around them. Is that happening?
To a small degree, maybe.
To what degree? If it's small degree, what degree?
Holding,
Wow.
holding,
I would have to agree with you.
yeah, holding, various different, ministries for evangelism and things like that.
So there's activities and there's impact, right? There are a limited number of activities, and the impact is quite limited. To, yeah, Awana is one. No, I think Awana is a.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. And I believe Sunday morning preaching is too. But I think on the meter, it's really low.
It is.
Now, just throwing a rock in the shoe, okay? Are the charismatic churches doing better?
Impact-wise, yes.
Okay. What impact do you see to say that?
A lot of people stop drinking.
There's people drinking in your church?
No,
The kids in Awana?
I'm
There's at least
But see, they're,
Visually, they are doing better. I don't know.
yeah, they're usually like, sort of like
even if
deception,
they have
prosperity
some
gospel.
false doctrine, they try to do a greater pattern of love and encouragement. They have that strength where they can encourage people and show them greater amount of affection and love. And all the teaching in the world cannot create that.
That's true. They have like different ministry teams where they go and they pray for the sick and they minister to the poor. You see a lot of that little like ministry teams, prayer teams, things like that. So Justice is right in that sense. A lot of times we miss just we just focus on the academic, but
It doesn't hit the groundstone.
What's that?
It doesn't hit the road. It's up in the air. It's all in the mind.
They're more service oriented.
Yeah.
I think the doctrines are different, but there's a huge impact because people who were purposely in different ways to send drugs, drinking, and all kinds of stuff, they're stopping all that kind of stuff and coming to church. So visually, yes, there is an impact. There's a lot more impact among the charismatic churches. I think.
Okay, all right. And now, hold it. Is that spiritual that more people come to their church?
No.
Okay. Now, I agree with you that I have seen more numbers of people being rescued out of addictions and that kind of thing. I agree with you. Are they right?
Not necessarily.